Good morning, pregame crew. It is Thursday, January 13th, 2022, 8:23 a.m. Eastern, 6:23 a.m. Mountain Time. This is Charcoal Lori. Y'all ready to get started with the pregame show? Let's do an audio-visual check, please. I was a little late in posting the link today. If you could, remember to hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. It makes that YouTube algorithm happy. All right. That GS bearish trade, that worked pretty well, didn't it? That was fun. And as always, all of these trade setups, just because the probability is favorite doesn't mean it will work. And we have great days like we had yesterday, but not every day is going to be like that. Just always be on guard. Good morning, Veronica, Sang, Lap to Win, Fat N, Scott, Diego, Blue Dog, Amira Asia, Greg, Topher, Mary, Night Truck, SSR, Chuck, thank you, I appreciate it. Hey, Tomato Juice, Bobo, Donald, Roger, my friend, Rob, SS Warrior, Donald, I think I said your name a couple times, James, good morning, hit the like button. Let's see what we're working with. Possible 15-minute head and shoulders, sure, James. On Nasdaq, yes. On ES, yes. But I always like to remind people when it looks like a head and shoulders, zoom out, and it could be a bull flag on a higher time frame. Happens all the time. Let me show you here. Tesla. I don't know if it was the 5-minute or it was actually the 2-minute. Yesterday. Sorry if you're getting dizzy. Here. Look at this. It looks like a 2-minute head and shoulders, like classic. Neckline didn't breach on the right side. Perfect. 1105 neckline. And then I'm going to zoom out now, so don't get dizzy. So that was a head and shoulders. And that's what I call the faux head and shoulders. Oh, Lord. Because actually, when you scroll out, it was actually a 10-minute bull flag that confirmed. So it happens all the time. Am I saying that Nasdaq could break bullish from this? Absolutely no. It could absolutely break bearish. But on the 15-minute, it does have that pattern, but on the higher time frame, it could be a bull flag. So just be aware of that. I saw someone wanted charge point. Yeah, MG, I want to watch that. He's saying that TCG members should watch the Q&A chat with Dan from yesterday. I definitely want to watch that. That was my bad. I didn't know he was going on there. I should have joined it. I would have loved it. I may have to join one today. Potential daily bear flag to be aware of. We had an inside bar bull break, and then we pulled back down into that inside bar. That is not a good look at all. Bulls have not given themselves enough room for an hourly higher low compared to 1591. Or even a 4-hour higher low. So bulls aren't positioned great. Okay. Someone asked earlier, I'm glad you got GS. Starbucks for Sang. Starbucks daily RSI 30. We broke this. Okay. All right. This is interesting. We're opening up below this key level. So we have a lot of price history here. We have 104 here, 104 here, and yesterday we hit 103.6 and we're opening up down by that level. Typically, the closer proximity you get to a support with that downward momentum, you're going to break it. Odds favor breaking it. However, if you nail it and it doesn't break it, then you've got a nice risk to reward. Oh, all right, this is beautiful. Do you see what I see? I can't sing, but you already know that. Okay, turn off magnet. You're driving me crazy. Look at that. Wow. Hourly. I'm going to post this in TCG. Starbucks hourly falling wedge. Let me type this out. That is beautiful. We have a squeeze, but it's got to hold. If the market pulls back today, that's not going to be a good setup for Starbucks, and this pattern will be busted if we get some bearish momentum in the market overall. Okay. Sorry, just doing my housekeeping. Okay, so I like Starbucks. Actually, I'm going to add it over here to the Queen of the Mountain. Saying, good job. I like that chart. And that would be a green setup. So I have green setups and red setups. If you want to peek ahead, here you go. BNTX, I'm neutral on. Apple, AMD, CCL, Jets, XLE, and XLF, I am looking bearish. And I'm looking bullish. Chegg, Generac, INMD, ITB again, Starbucks, Tesla, TSM. But the market has to cooperate. So if the market is looking strong, I'm going to default to my green names. If the market is looking weak, I'm going to default to my red names, okay? But this Starbucks falling wedge is a beaut. Hi, tomato. Oh, I just saw that again. All right. How do you trade a gap up like TSM? I have it on my list, so we'll go over it. There's various ways because we never know how it's going to open up, and how it opens up tells us how we should trade it. So let me go back to the 4 hours so that trend line makes sense. If you're interested in my trade setup, it's on the screen now. This is who I am, Chart Gal Lori. Follow me on Twitter and hit the like button for this video. And I'm a member of the Chart Guys community. Here I am right there, and there's my husband. This was our meetup in Mexico, and we have a membership that I think is reasonably priced, and we help traders become consistently profitable. That's what we do. And what I do in the pregame analysis is I go over the indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day, and we get prepared for the trading day together. And I use terms like Queen of the Mountain. And Queen of the Mountain just means I've sifted through approximately 100 charts almost every morning, if not more, and I bring you the best setups that I see and the clearest setups. Doesn't mean they will work, but they have a higher probability of working than not working based on my trading experience. So that's what we do. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Now let's get started. So I'm going to take the screen, my indicators off to get some real estate. 4 hour RSI is over 50. I always put an arrow here because I want to draw it to your attention. If you are looking at a chart on large time frames down to medium, down to short time frames, and you're like, is this a bullish chart? Price action is number one, but sometimes if price action is neutral and at equilibrium, the 50 RSI can give us a nice clue. If it's holding that 50, that's relative strength. RSI means relative strength index, above 50 strong, below 50 weak. So as long as this ES stays above 50, I have a bullish bias. The fly in the ointment today is RTY. RTY has a potential 4 hour bear flag, but I want you to look at this and please commit it to memory. It's such a nice thing to know, just a nice trick. Look at this 2-day, and I showed it to you on the daily before, but now that we're condensing up, well, that looks like I have arthritis and I do not, or Parkinson's, which is even worse. Sorry for those of you who have Parkinson's, but so we're looking for a potential 2-day inverse head and shoulders, and we're working on an inside bar. We're within yesterday's range, and yesterday's range was within the prior day's range, Tuesday. So we're tightening up. This could be a 2-day inverse head and shoulders. You see it? Okay, so this head is over December 17th, the left shoulder December 1st. Now let's go look at the 4 hour or even the 6 hour. Look at the 6 hour. We're having a baby inverse head and shoulders. Do you see that? How this resolves will tell me all I need to know about the market, how this resolves. So I don't even have Apple up today as one of my main charts. I have premium selling in Amazon and Facebook. That's why I have them up. And I have one call left on Tesla, and I shorted these yesterday, so I'm watching them again. But I don't even have Apple pulled up as a chart to monitor today. I tell you every day how important Apple is. Apple is crucial to this market. But because we have a major sector that's on the brink of a major bull pattern or a major bear failure, this becomes the most important chart to me. RTY, IWM. You can look at it on the 4 hour, 6 hour. I did the 6 hour to tighten it up for you. So the question of the day is, will it be a 6 hour inverse head and shoulders or a 6 hour bear flag? And I'm going to show you one more time so you can just see how cool this is. So on the 2-day, we have a potential inverse head and shoulders. So y'all see this? And then we have a 6-hour inverse head and shoulders over here on the right. Mama patterns have baby patterns all the time. So Pfizer, for example, Pfizer has a 1-year cup and handle. Let me show you. So we had this cup and handle pattern that broke bull. So you can watch for Pfizer on shorter term time frames. It's not doing it right now, but it did it over here where you see a daily cup and handle or a weekly cup and handle. Actually, it looked better on like the 2-day. But you'll find mama patterns have baby patterns inside them. And it's my contention we're having a baby pattern of an inverse head and shoulders, and we have this huge weekly squeeze. We need to get over this 50 RSI on the weekly and get this show on the road. So 4-hour bear flag, the test will be on any pullback to hold this low of 21.65. Let's go look at it on IWM. So on IWM, now this is, I call it spot pricing, but that's not the exact word. It's a CFD, but y'all just hang with me. So we have a potential inverse head and shoulders on the CFD. Now we've got to get over, I would say over 217.39. We are closer to confirming the inverse head and shoulders, and we have negated the potential for a bear flag. So let me show you again. So here, if, already got it selected, if we break 217.39, the bear flag is negated, but we still haven't confirmed the inverse head and shoulders are converted. So let's call 220.50. That's your level to get over to confirm the 6-hour inverse head and shoulders. And then we're going to zoom out and go look at the 2-day and say, okay, what would it take to confirm the 2-day inverse head and shoulders? Getting over 227. So y'all see all these stages and these steps that we gotta do. So let's break it down just one thing at a time. I like IWM short, and I'm going after the shortest term pattern that I see, which is a potential bear flag on the 4-hour or 6-hour. So I'm going to delete all that. So you see this potential bear flag on the 4-hour and on the 6-hour. This is the pattern I am looking at first. So on any pullback, the bulls want to hold the low of yesterday, which was 214.64. See how close we are, 214.64, that low of yesterday. So if we come test this up here and fail, then I would be looking down. So I like a top fish of 217.39. And if the bulls break through that, good, they negated the bear flag. And then bears will be waiting for them at 219.38. So I like IWM top fish, and realizing if we lose 214.64, we have confirmed that 4-hour bear flag, and it makes our 6-hour inverse head and shoulders dreams in a it puts them in a precarious situation. Okay, another reminder that ProShares announced ETF share splits on TQQ and all of these other names. And then we have a reverse split of SQQQ, which is a 1-to-5. So just know that this is happening today. Your broker, it may take them a while to adjust what they need to adjust. So just be aware of that. Don't freak out if you open your brokerage platform. Oh, thank you. We have numbers. Thank you, Judd. You're always the man with that. Thank you. So slight bullish response to the, what was it? Manufacturing numbers? Calvin, yes, my husband is 6'8". He is very, very tall. Good morning. Yes, there is always, not always, but there is a correlation between IWM and MJ. So positive, I wouldn't say that, but I would say if IWM is bearish, it's going to be tough for marijuana to have a bull day and vice versa. Okay, let's go get you levels. Let's talk less. No, I still got to talk. Let's get into the technicals. So 473950 is your resistance, and then 4747, and then your key support, I would say, is 4695. If we come back and test this trend line and break it, that would be notable because we would be losing the 4-hour EMAs. Nasdaq resistance 16009. Don't forget your prior supports that could serve as resistance, and we lost this trend line on Nasdaq, so slightly weaker than ES. Key support 15820, 15762. RTY support 2161, resistance 2209. Where's my magnet? So those are your key levels for RTY. IWM, we know what the drill is. If you're new here, welcome. But my yellow boxes are my targets of where I want to enter. This is my fishing pole. I wish I could draw. This is a fishing pole, and here's my cork. I've set my cork right here. There's my bobber. There's my sinker. There's my reel. My fishing pole is sitting right here. Here, little fishy. And if it approaches 217.50 area, and you see I say area, I would give it 11 cents, then I'm going to look to put my fishing pole and try to catch a bearish trade on IWM. YM, good morning. Jobless claims, you're the bomb. Thank you. I was not up to date on economic calendar today. Resistance 36332, 36418, support 36040, then down at 35641. YM is looking bullish. I mean, we have a daily inside bar right now. We're staying within yesterday's range. I don't see that this would hold, meaning we are either going to break up or down, and I know that's just so very helpful. But if we break to the upside, a lower high would still be anticipated for compared to 36832. But look at it. We would have anticipated a lower high with this V shape. How did that work out? We've anticipated a lower high with this V shape. How did that work out? So just remember, the bulls can go a lot farther than we think they can. Of course, we're always playing probabilities. VIX continues to melt down from our bear flag and our fishing pole we set at $21. We have an equilibrium here where price is stabilizing. And I would say if we cross above the hourly 50 RSI and break 1821, that we're getting some relative strength in the VIX. And I would step out of the way of the VIX bulls and start looking bearish the market if the VIX breaks out of this EQ pattern to the upside. Looks like it has a 15-minute falling wedge here. All right, Bitcoin, we're looking for a daily lower high. Your next resistance is 44342, high of this move, 45515. And support 43530, 43441, holding hourly EMAs. And that's all I would ask of these Bitcoin bulls, is just hold that line. Hold the hourly EMAs and keep the dream of a 6-hour bull flag alive. Ethereum, same thing, 6-hour bull flag on the table. Hold that line. Hold these hourly EMAs. Those are your key levels. They're marked for you. The dollar is melting. That was fun. Who caught the euro trade I posted? I posted it in TCG. I tweeted it. I covered it in here. And what we were watching was this quarterly, I believe. Was it a quarterly? Yeah, we were watching this quarterly EQ saying we were bottom fishing the bottom of this over here. These monthly inside bars, bottom fishing that 1.12285. And I know someone in TCG got it. He and I talked about it on my midday live show. So great trade. However, this could still be a monthly bear flag, so caution. But basically the dollar is melting, and I would look for oversold bounces in the short term. Even though we continue to bear flag out, we are pretty oversold on the hourly, on the 4-hour, and approaching oversold on the daily. Gold is weak. Gold should, and this is of course me making generalizations, but in theory, gold should have just pushed through that 1833 like a knife slicing butter, a hot knife slicing butter. Should have gone straight through it. And the fact that it can't break this resistance shows me bearish divergence from the gold to the dollar. Typically they run inverse, but gold can't get up and over this 1833. That's pretty telling for me. That's bearish, and I just want to stay away from gold until it can get its life together. Support 1818, 1814. Oil, you already know. We have a ton of energy strength. However, we're V-shaping up, and can it V-shape and bull break? Sure can. Look at V-shaped over here and got a bull break. 85.41 is the number on oil. Resistance 82.90, support 82.04, and then down at 81.43. Nat gas has been a raging bull. It's getting some consolidation overnight. We're getting bear breaks without a lot of follow through. Means go look for a bull flag on a higher time frame, and on the 12-hour, that will do the trick. So I wouldn't be touching nat gas still because we got inventory today, and that's a binary event. Support 440, resistance 466, 484. Apple. Oh, thanks, Fred. Could you hit the like button, please? I would really appreciate it. And hit the subscribe button, the notify button. Follow me on Twitter. Turn around, do the hokey pokey. Let's Turn yourself around. Let's just have a great, wonderful day. Now let's move with the movers and shakers. So on Apple, this is what I drew yesterday. This was our top fish level right here at the 4-hour 50 MA. And we were top fishing this 177.12 area. And man, did that work out well. I hope some of you got it. So what we're looking for today, I left my yellow box up there because I think it's still valid. I would look for, I'm going to delete it all now. Let's get a new level. 176.39. I would take that all the way up to 176.50. And I have been tracking my Queen of the Mountain trades. It seems like my Apple trades are the most accurate, so I need to make a point of catching those myself. I focus on 1 or 2 tickers per morning based on the best setup, but I really just need to focus on where my accuracy is. And I would think Apple has been one of my more accurate Queen of the Mountain setups, but we'll have to test it and back test it for real. Okay, AMD. This is a John's charts setup, and if you don't know who John is, he's a member of TCG. He is a professional trader, and he's wonderful. He's one of our more senior members, and he posted this trade setup this morning, and I like it. A top fish of 140.57, and just know that AMD can be a dog, just like Apple, and it can do these little bear breaks or bull breaks and then reverse it. So 140.70 is your next sneaky resistance over 140.57. But I like a top fish of AMD, and I also like, John brought it to my attention, but when I got to the chart, I saw this diamond pattern that made me like it even more. That's not drawn accurately, but you get the picture. Double daily inside bars, double D's on BNTX, tight range. Your resistance is 221.58, your support 213.74. So if inside bars are your jam, there's you a couple to trade off. CCL, Dan did a great video, aftermarket video yesterday, looking for a top fish of CCL. Now the only fly in the ointment is the airlines, Delta and Hawaiian Airlines got upgrades this morning. So I saw a couple upgrades. I'm like, they're upgrading this travel sector. What's going on? So I don't want this to get in the way of this trade. If it does, it does, and we'll move on. But I like a top fish against 22.46, and then the backup behind that 22.72 on CCL. So top fishing this. Let me show you the magic yellow box. Kidding, there's no magic here. But that's what we're looking at. Top fishing that area. Chegg. Chegg got an upgrade, and it has a 4-hour squeeze that caught my eye. So I watched the news. I look at the news, and I'm like, okay, the news is fine and great and all, but what's going on with the chart technically? And I noticed a squeeze over the 50 RSI, and I'm like, that could be interesting over 30.50. So I like Chegg over 30.50. This is not my wheelhouse. I won't be trading it, but I do like the setup. Support 28.97, 28.87. And remember, we all have our wheelhouse, and I know mine, and I stay in my lane. So you have to know your lane. But I want to give you a variety of trades that I think probability-wise will work out great. But this just isn't in my wheelhouse, so I don't trade it. Generac with a daily inside bar. I'm slightly obsessed with this name because it's so hard to get generators. Daily inside bar could be a bear flag on the 2-day, so caution. Resistance 327.72, support 318.15. If we get down to 303, let me set an alert for 305. And I get alerts all day. Y'all see me set them, and I don't always take them. It depends on what I'm doing, how many trades I have on at the time. But I like Generac for long if the market can get going. INMD daily is still oversold. So that's kind of what I was looking at. But I don't like yesterday's spike, so I'm going to have to, this one, I'm killing this one, okay? I do want to buy a dip of INMD, but not here. That didn't work. I didn't scroll out on that one, so my bad. I just saw that daily was still oversold. Jets, this is the other name that Dan covered in his aftermarket video. He's looking for this 4-hour rising wedge, and with rising wedges, what do we get? Higher highs with very little follow through. So 22.50 is the number to top fish. That's where you put your fishing pole right there. 22.41 and then 22.50 over it for a top fish on Jets. Yeah, hit the like button, please. ITB. I still like ITB long, and we may have to wait for a pullback. So, who was it? KBH Homes, I believe. They beat earnings overnight. And so ITB may still have a little more in it. So maybe looking at buying a pullback to the $77 area, if you get it, makes sense, because this may still have some juice left in it with this KBH 9.5% beat. And you could also watch Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers could have that. This actually could be a great trade, a laggard trade to KBH. So stay with me. KBH, home building. Okay, y'all see that over here? Earnings 9%. Toll Brothers didn't had earnings a while back, but it could get a lift just by this direct correlation. Or DHI, DR Horton could get a lift. Those are both positioned well for bullish tailwinds based on KBH's bull beat on earnings. Starbucks, we just went over that. Love that setup. Tesla, I like a pullback buy. Was that fun? 1080 is the number, folks. That's what I wrote yesterday. So any pullback to 1080, I would be a buyer on Tesla. Tesla showed relative strength yesterday. This is just a beast of a name, and your next resistance will be prior support 1129.03 and then 1130.34. This is not the top of my trade. I don't want to put a trade on in Tesla, but if a pullback to 1080, yes, please. So you're going to want to watch your 5-minute oversold back burner. Let's go set it. And if you're a TCG member, you know when I get these alerts, I post them in the room, even if you didn't get it. So I would love a back burner trade on Tesla. TSM. I've been drooling over this chart since Jesus was a baby. Look at this squeeze. Hold a 50 RSI. Earnings beat. Up 5%. Boom, bam, boom. Okay. How do you trade it from here? So we did have a 135.50. Let me clear all this off. 135.50. So we had that gap. 136.13. I'm just trying to get everything together. You have to get all your levels pulled together. So first of all, first 5-minute oversold. That's a no-brainer. That would be a back burner. No-brainer as in straightforward trade. And then I would have to go look at the chart when the alert goes off. Is the market green? So if the market's bouncing and TSM starts to bounce, those could be timed very well together. So I have to assess it all together. But I would watch for a high of low bar trade on this one. And what I mean is you get a candle, 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 and then you break the high of that low bar, put your stop below the low. That's pretty much the best way to trade this. XLE, did y'all get that short? I put the fishing pole right there yesterday and bam, did that work? I am putting the fishing pole in the same area because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Any push up in a 63.60, 63.50 area could be another short on XLE. XLF, same thing, short opportunity up here against 41.66. So it'll either pause here, or it could, but those are the two most highly probable areas, and that's where I'd put my fishing pole. Yep, TSM could absolutely have a positive bullish correlation on all things semiconductors. No, I didn't short Apple yesterday. I got super focused on GS yesterday and XLE. So I had a good day. So this was my GS trade yesterday. This is the fishing pole I put on the chart when I was live with you here. So look at this. So we were live here. And then I said, we got a 405 area over here. It popped up to 405.90 in pre-market, but it wasn't able to hold that, and it melted all day long. So that was my trade of the day. That was my queen of the mountain. I called it out, and I exited way too soon, but that's all right. I made money. PCG, let's go look at it. This is that electricity company, right? Yeah. Potential weekly bull flag. Monthly inside bar. It's got to get over 1266. Okay, you like HD? All right. HD looks like a daily bear flag. It's getting a little green push, but be careful. Nice double bottom here, 380.90, 380.91, and just we got to be careful of a bear flag. All right. Pulte Homes. Yep, they could definitely be another laggard play. They're up in pre-market. All right, you know what? That's it for me. I need you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notify button, bring a friend tomorrow. And TCGers, I'll see you in the room. And everybody use stop losses.